Hey guys, F back to entertain, and here we are with another Survivor video. And this time I have a special guest. You can introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Keenan. I'm entertainer Ev's brother. Good to meet you all.
Yeah, so it's my brother. We're both huge Survivor fans, and I thought it'd be a good idea to have him on this second installment of my Survivor thoughts. So here we are.
Hmm.
In the last time, my last video, I was just talking about my general thoughts on season 41. It was like around the merge episode, and here, tomorrow's the finale, and I just wanted, to talk about my thoughts on the season as a whole, how we feel about each person of the final five, and also the future of Survivor. So, I'm pretty excited to do this. So,
Same for me.
here we go. Well, first of all, before I go, I was going to ask Keenan,
Of course.
so what are your general thoughts on? Well, I mean, just kind of explain your thoughts on the Survivor itself, how are you a fan and all that.
Oh man, okay. So I got into fan because our mom she watched Survivor. She watched the first season when it came out. In fact, I was actually a week old when Borneo aired. So then I kind of started watching. Like first season, I actually remember watching was Gabon, and I was like, I think it was like 8 or 9. I was 8 years old when Gabon came out, and the first season I kind of watched a little bit fully, even though I didn't really understand it too much. Was Tocantins, and then I watched Samoa, and then when I was 10 years old, got a little more mature, a little understanding of the game. I fell in love with heroes villains, and ever since then, I watched every season of Survivor. I watched all the ones that came out live afterwards, and I even during quarantine last year, I binge watched Evan. We watched all those old seasons that I missed, and we had such a good time. And we're still watching some seasons that we watched. The seasons we didn't finish yet, but
Yeah, I mean, if there's one good thing about quarantine is that we a lot of downtime. I guess it was a lot of downtime because of quarantine. But Keenan and I, we watched a lot of Survivor, watched a lot of old seasons, and yeah, it was really good. So yeah, not sure if I said how I've gone to the show the last video, but basically I remember my oldest memory of Survivor. I think it was in the middle of Samoa. But they're low key pieces from Samoa and Heroes versus Villains that I remember. I remember Rupert getting voted out, and I was kind of sad because he looked kind of cool with the tie dye. But it was Nicaragua where I actually started watching it with my family.
best
Um,
start.
we rewatched it, wasn't too bad. But
Yeah.
anyway, um, but but yeah, it wasn't until Game Changers I would say where I saw Suri get robbed, and that's when I actually became kind of a super fan. But yeah. But I digress. Back to season 41.
Mhm.
So Keenan, I'll ask you first. What are your general thoughts on the season so far?
Oh man, 41, 41. Let's see, what can I start with? I feel like this is what I feel like. I don't know what's start. I feel like there's one thing. The positive side, 41 was I love the cast. I thought the cast is very unique, very extraordinary. I know a lot of people are a little angry about them because they certain stuff they say. But I think this is one of the best casts in general. Probably, I think this is the best newbie cast since David was Live. But the problem is that this cast is kind of being ruined by these overuse of twists and advantages. And it's gone too much, and I just can't take it no more. There's literally points now I can't even keep up on who has the advantage, who has all these twists and stuff like that.
Yeah. As I For me, I think season 41. I think right now, I think it's pretty average. I mean, I think it's honestly, I think I think it's better than honestly, it's better than half the 30 seasons. I'd rather watch this over HHH or Edge of Extinction or Island of the Idols or any of that.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
maybe even Ghost Island too, even though I don't think it's that bad. But anyway, but I definitely think that 41 is a missed opportunity in many ways. Honestly, 41 really should have been a back to basic season in some way or another. I'm not saying completely have the raw game season one to 10, but I'm just saying it should have been a back to basic season where it was instead of so what gets me about 41 or really about Jeff Probst as a producer is he knows that we want less twists, less extra BS, and instead of doing that he adds more and more. It's just that just says a lot about him, honestly. But anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, season 41 had the potential to be a great season because I think the cast has a lot of potential. I think that most of them came out to play.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do like the I said this last video. I do like the diversity, even though I'm not a big fan of the wokeness. But I'll explain that later. Um, but yeah, it has like a lot of diversity, and I just think that it had potential to be a great season. But just a lot of like external factors like really screwed it up.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think overall season is average, but not terrible, but not great either.
Yeah. One thing I just want to say, I don't know. Jeff Miller had a whole year after the COVID quarantine.
Right.
He had a whole he in the production had a whole year to maybe like figure out ideas to do for like 41, the new era of Survivor. And I expected him to maybe like go back to basics too, like you said, because I thought maybe he would maybe watch more of the old seasons, like the previous old school seasons. And I thought, okay, maybe I should, instead of making these like all these advantages all that, maybe I should simmer down a little bit on these stuff. Maybe go back to basics. But you know what he did? He involved more of it. He kind of like did the same formulas that were flaws in the new seasons recently, and he just like wanted to times it up. It was really frustrating because I feel like that he's not even listening to us. He's like just listening to like the small majority of people say, "Oh, you should do more twists, more advantages, make more big moves." So that's my thought about it.
Yeah. I mean, there are some like other good things about 41. Like for example, again, I already said the cast really nice. It's kind of funny because like most people they weren't too fond of like it because like season 41 like people are used to like it having like a subtitle to it.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, like I'd rather it be called season 41 than Survivor like Vegan Island or Survivor like McDonald's versus Wendy's versus like Burger King. Like I'd rather it not have some try hard theme because like I mean at this point honestly they set themselves up for this by staying in Fiji, but like at this point and like it's unfortunate because now they're all gonna like the 40 seasons are now gonna blend in.
Exactly.
So it sucks, but I mean like I'd rather it not have some try hard theme. So
that's why I'm mad about the whole staying in Fiji because like that kind of moving thing because like you said it set them up for doing this whole like we need 41, 42. It's gonna be the same. It's gonna be similar unless you like I mean like 45 is like a fans versus favorites, so like a second chance season what they've been talking about for so many years, or it could be another All Star season. It's gonna be like the same format. And they also said that they may not have like an All Star returning season for a very long time, so we may not get one like maybe season 50 or 55. So that's gonna take a long time. The season's gonna be very blended in. I just wish they could just go back to like the old like go back to places. I don't want to like stay like a new place every single like season like they used to. Kind of do like after it was revealed like Nicaragua, like where they stay like in two area like for 2 to 3 seasons. They move somewhere else, like stay there for 2 or 3 seasons. I don't mind that, but just don't stay in features so long.
Right. But yeah, that's how I feel about 41. So now let's get to the final 5 itself. So right now we have Heather, Xander, Erica, Ricard, and Deshaun. So we're just gonna go through one at a time and kind of like say how we feel about each person, like how I feel about the games, and just note that we may be kind of critical with some people, and again it's like nothing personal, just like how we see them like through the screen. For all they might got bad at it, wink wink to yeah.
Let's do like one at a time like, per person. Like let's start with like one character.
Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Okay,
so let's start with try to think. Let's start with the who you want to start? I don't really
let's start with Carl because I feel everybody says he's like a little favorite right now, but we can talk to him first and then we talk to people like who have a chance at the bottom.
All right, you can go first.
All right, let's start with Ricard. Oh boy, Ricard. You know what? It's funny because I feel like a lot of fans especially were turned off by him because he was like the main person stopped say, oh, don't say come on you guys no more. And I think since then, a lot of fans don't want him to win. They all didn't like him. Personally, I don't know. I feel like I can't go over that because I'm still mad about the whole come on you guys, like the whole wokeness stuff. We'll bring that up later on. And he's been playing a pretty good game. I didn't like him at first in pre-merge. I thought he was a little bit snaky, a little sneaky. And I thought he's going to get voted out early on merge because once Shannon's gone, he's going to be next target to go. He's done pretty good. He won 3 challenges, I believe, like 3 challenges. So that's really helped him out. And he's like now look like he wasn't the majority alliance early on. He helped really get rid of like people like Shan's own ally and also got rid of Liliana too. So he's been playing a pretty good, decent game. I think a very winning game too. The problem is for him is I don't know if he's gonna make it to the end unless he wins immunity. In order for him, and they say it's gonna be a final four. I think Firemaking. So he has to win the final five immunity challenge. If he does, he's probably going home. But if he does win, he has a shot to maybe do fire at the final four. Then final three is like he has to win that one. So he has to win 5 immunity challenges to try to get to the end, which would be a tie for a record most by any player ever. So we'll see. He has a lot of he got a big hill to climb, but I don't know if he makes it to the final, wins the final 5 immunity challenge. I think he may have a good shot to make it.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. You know, I mean, he's definitely grown on me over time. You know, I still wasn't a big fan. Sorry, that's my phone. I'm not a big fan of the whole come on in guys thing, though honestly that's more to blame Jeff for, like, you know, thinking, like, of all things we need to change in Survivor, you think that, like, iconic phrases, I swear to God. Yeah, I still find it really stupid, but whatever. But I think Ricard, you know, has played a pretty good game. I think that he set himself well in the pre-merge, and I think that, you know, I mean, the problem is that his threat level is, like, kind of high, so that he basically needs, like, you know, honestly, he's kind of like Mike Holloway in a sense, in which, you know, he needs to win immunity or to really stay alive, because, like, you know, everyone and their mother wants to target him. So, you know, I mean, the thing with him is, like, I honestly, like, you know, he's playing a winning game, but if I can honestly see him, like, if he was in the final 3, I can, like, see him as, like, honestly, I can see him, like, losing to someone like Erica, because, like, I mean, I'm thinking of it this way, like, you know, I feel like Ricard's gonna be one of the players where, like, honestly, he kind of reminds me of, like, see, I want to talk about this in another video too, but, like, there's, like, a similar sort of, like, phenomenon where, like, you know, there's one player that's seen as, like, a huge threat to win, and then when it comes to, like, they make the final 3, but then they end up losing. Like, Amanda Micronesia, you know, like, what was it, like, final 6 when Alexis got out, like, she was a big, like, she was, like, seen as a threat to win, and then when she makes the finale, you know, she ends up losing. I can kind of see that with Ricard, honestly. Like, you know, too, yeah. Everyone is so concerned of him winning, but then when he gets there, you know, the jury, I guess, realizes like the qualities of, like, someone else's game, and they may reward that person, like,
yeah,
I can honestly see that, but, you know, I mean, if he does win, then, you know, I can get down with it. I mean,
I fans be mad about it.
I mean, honestly, like, you know, the come on in guys thing was really stupid, but I mean, I think I can at least acknowledge that he's played a pretty straight up game up to this point.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the fact about he could make it to the end and maybe lose. It kind of reminds me, kind of like Michelle from last season Winners of War. I know, like, she maybe wouldn't beat Tony, but I kind of like the fact she got 0 votes. Kind of like, so that, hey, she made it really good. She made it to the end. She fought really hard, but she's just, maybe her game was a little more not good enough to overcome Tony's win, and also she didn't have, like, a big resume like Nally did as a distinction. So it could be like I could definitely see, like, Ricard making it to the end and not winning. But I feel like he does have a resume to help win, because he made some nice moves. Like, I'm not a big moves guy, big moves, but his move on betraying Shan at the final, was it finals 9 or finals 8? I forgot what it was.
It was like final 8, I think. Yeah.
It was definitely a great move, because it was good right trying to get her after she had an idol in her pocket, and the fact he won immunity. I think it was 2 times since she lost. She got voted out.
Yeah.
So he definitely has a good resume. He won challenges. He made a nice, probably the best move on Shan. So he has a winning game, but you're right, depending on who he has, he can definitely lose. I can definitely see it losing.
Right. So that's Ricard. Who do you want to talk about next?
Let's talk about, so you mentioned, let's do Erica.
All right, cool.
You want to go first?
Honestly, like, Erica's the person I'm kind of rooting for the most, because, like, I hate to be, like, in SJW. I mean, honestly, like, you know, no, not for, like, if a male wins, I'm fine, but, like, you know, it will be nice, like, having like a female winner, since we haven't had one since Sarah.
I know, that's like 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, but yeah, I'm rooting for her, because, you know, I do like, I like her vibe, and I think that, you know, it's really impressive that she was just, like, kind of seen as a threat in the beginning of the game, and then she, like, you know, makes it this far. And, you know, I think she played, like, a pretty stand-up game. You know, I think that, you know, she's, like, did, like, little things, like, doing a split vote plan on, like, Shan Liana. You know, that kind of, like, you know, made the target off her. And, you know, I'm personally rooting for her.
Me too. I really like Shan. I remember early on, I was like, why she got purple at a big time in the pre-merge? Like, who is this player? So it was times I forgot about Erica. Maybe it's why, because I forgot what's the blue trial name again? I forget.
Luvu, yeah.
Luvu, they didn't go to tribal council during the pre-merge, so that's probably why she got purple edited.
Mm-hmm.
But they kept mentioning her, like Deshaun and like Sydney and Dan kept mentioning, oh, we need to vote Erica, we need to vote Erica. They almost threw a challenge to vote her out, and the fact that she overcame like even being outed and being on Exile Island and do the whole Hourglass thing. We'll talk about that soon.
Oh my god, I cannot wait to get to the twist.
Yes, I can't wait to do that. But I feel like Erica, she after the merge, I think after the Sydney vote, she's really set her game up. I kind of wonder if she was like purple edit, like she wasn't edited that good in the pre-merge, because you really didn't see that too much in the pre-merge. But she's really upped her game up. She got Heather by her side. She was a huge part in voting out Shan and all with Card, and also getting Liliana vote out too. She's really, and I like. It's very ironic that they were talking about, oh, we need to watch out for Shan. I mean, not Shan. Erica, she's a big threat. She's a big threat, and then she votes them all out.
Right.
So I think a lot of fans will be happy if Erica wins because she's well liked too. She's very popular. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I really like Erica. Who's next?
Question. Let's see what Ricard first. If Ricard wins, do you think will you say his winning season's like better than like the previous winners? Maybe besides Tony, but you think it may be better than like Tommy's like On the Idols and Chris at Ascension?
Like you mean like in the 30s or just like
30s. I want to do like all best win overall.
Oh well, yeah. I gotta think because like I mean, in all honesty, like as like polarizing the 30s seasons are, a majority of the winners are really good. I gotta think.
Most of them
who's the winner? I mean, I'd probably say he was better than Mike. I probably will put Jeremy over Ricard. I'd probably say he's better than Michelle. I don't really know.
We gotta watch Corona again soon.
Yeah, we got to.
I don't know about Adams either.
I don't know about Adam.
I think Sarah's was better than him.
Yeah, I think Sarah played better. I think
better than Ben.
Ricard's definitely better than Ben.
One of those games that's tough too. One of those is a very quiet game.
Yeah. That's hard to tell. I definitely think. I think Nick is slightly better. Honestly, I think Nick has a really underrated game, so I'm kind of biased. But I think I kind of prefer Nick. I probably would prefer Nick win over Ricard if he won. Yeah, I definitely prefer Ricard over Chris.
What about Tom's? A lot of people say Tommy's games were underrated because it's like an old school player's mindset.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but I think it's kind of hard.
Tommy's game is really quiet. I don't know if it's like more like noticeable than Ricard's. Right. So I think people put Ricard over the edge, but I think Tommy had a really good game.
Right. I mean, we have to rewatch Eye on the Idols. I mean, I know it's not going to be fun, but
and then I think Tony's game is way better.
Well, Tony's Tony.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So
I probably say the same for Erica too for all the player winners.
Right. But yeah, that we did Ricard, Erica. Now
let's do Xander now.
Okay, Xander. Okay, fine. So it's kind of interesting because I think Xander has played an interesting game, but like I'm not even sure if he's gonna win like towards the end because like I mean like it's so weird because like he kind of reminds me of Angelina in some way from David vs. Goliath. No, I'm serious. Like because like he was like he was like the plague in the beginning of the merge, and then all of a sudden like in the last few votes, it's not like he's like even mentioned. So it's kind of weird. I don't know if he's like a goat or like he's just like done a good job like shifting the target, but it's kind of funny, really.
I don't know. I mean, how many did he win a immunity challenge? I think he won one.
I think he won once or twice. I forgot.
I think he won one. Yeah, maybe right. He's weird because like he kind of reminds me of this player you may know ever thought of, Sash from Nicaragua.
I can see that. Yeah.
Sash was very he was like unlike Xander. Sash was like in the majority of the whole like tribe and pre-merge. Mm-hmm. And then during like when the floor kind of fell apart a little bit, Sash was like near the bottom, and then he rose his way to the top because he formed new alliances with like Chase and Holly, and he didn't make the final three, but he got no votes because nobody respected his game. Kind of similar to Xander. Xander was like he was all the way in the bottom. He was like in the huge bottom. Tiffany was gone. Evie left. So he was like the only person left standing, and since everybody started targeting the other players, he's been kind of been quiet, and he's in the final five.
Right.
So we'll see. I like this game. Like I feel like he kind of got messed up in the pre-merge as he couldn't vote till the merge was making no sense. Hopefully, I did. It was so dumb, but I don't know.
I do find cathartic though that like he like, he was so screwed in the pre-merge. Like, he literally couldn't even vote in, like, one tribal. Yep. And then he ends up being the only, like, Yasa member left. And, like, it's kind of funny because, like, they literally had this whole Girls Alliance in the beginning, and then he's the last one last one there. So I mean, that's funny to me. But yeah, it's just Xander. I think he's playing an all right game. I'm not sure if he's like. Honestly, I'm not sure if. I'm sort of rooting for him. I'm not entirely sure if he's gonna win towards the end because I think that Ricard and Erica have played better games. But we'll see.
I feel like Alexander. I don't think unlike Ricard and Erica, he doesn't have really a big resume. I don't think even if he makes it, I don't think he would get like the jury respect.
Right.
Because we're kind of besides like, I feel his move not giving Evie his idol and let the city's blindside was definitely a great move. But besides that, he really didn't. He kind of helped. He'd been like kind of like part of like Erica and Ricard like playing about Shan like all that, or just kind of like the outside like, of the ones who's like in charge of the votes.
Right.
So we'll see. I mean, he needs to really make. I'm not saying everybody make a big move to win. That's not true. But he really needs to show that he gotta make sure he explains to the jury or like, hey, I have a good resume. You just really didn't see it. I'm going to explain it more.
Right.
Now, my biggest concern is I know it's been going on for this whole voting and stuff. I have fear that if he makes it in, I don't think people will vote for him. Not because he's a white male, but I feel a lot of people are saying they really want like
that's another thing.
They want like a woman or a POC to win.
Exactly.
So I think Xander. I don't think it's gonna be true. I don't think it's not nobody's racist, but
right.
If he makes it, I don't think people will not say they don't vote for him, but hey, they'll like second guess it because hey, we would like some like Erica or like a Ricard or Sean.
Or the show, yeah. I can see that too.
Yeah, especially when they're going on. So
yeah,
I'm surprised.
I mean, to be fair, the cast does seem like straight up people. I don't think like if he played the best game, I think they wouldn't like go out of their way to not give him $1 million because he's white. But I do see that point. But that's Xander.
This is Sean now.
All right, cool. You can go first.
Well, I mean, Sean. Wow, he's been very, very. What's the word? Not say wishy-washy. I don't think that's true, but his game been taking a little bit slide up and hill and then downhill. And then pre-merge, he was like in the top of the whole lines, and he didn't go to tribal council like kind of similar to Erica. And at the merge, he formed his alliance with Shan, Danny, and Liliana, and then he backstabbed Shan and Liliana. So then that whole line.
Liana.
I'm sorry, right? Leon. I'm sorry. He said Liliana. Liana. And that led to kind of like his game kind of falling apart. And then he just lost episode, he just lost Danny. So now he's kind of like on his own.
Mm-hmm.
And he the only person. It's funny because like he was at a mercy trying to vote out Erica, and now he's under mercy of Erica, and she can easily vote him out now.
Yeah.
Very ironic. Too. I think that's really good editing too.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I feel like Deshaun, kind of similar to Carr. I feel like he's a threat right now. I feel like he could. He has to win immunity. That's the main thing. He has to really win immunity. I won't be surprised if Ricard wins the next one. I won't be surprised if Sean will just vote it out. But he really needs to win. Also, he needs to really like. If he makes it, he gotta like apologize. Kind of like pull a Chris Doherty and apologize to like Shannon and Liana.
So like you're saying that in order for him to win, he has to like have like a really good final tribal council.
I think so. That's what
I can see that. I mean, I think final tribal council, ultimately matters the most when it comes to like, the jury, because, I'll put it like, Sandra, I'm not saying that she played the bad game. I don't know. I think she played really good in Heroes vs. Villains, but I think that ultimately, the way she won jury was like, a really good speech final tribal council, because like it was just culminating, everything up to that point. So, I think that the ending speech is what really matters. But, for me, Deshaun, I think that the thing with him is like I feel like that I want him. I want him to win, but I just feel like that he's just it's hard to explain. Like I feel like that like when he's like under too much pressure, he like crumbles. He's kind of like me in a sense, really. Yeah. But like. In the last tribal council, he knew he was like going home, so I guess he was like just like pulling a Jeff Varner and like making it miserable for everyone else. But like he just like tanked his own game, like
bombs.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking of. Truth bombs. Instead of Jeff Varner, I'm thinking about Donovan. But anyway,
Donovan.
Yeah. And I mean both of them is really cringe. But anyway,
I forgot about that. He really ruined his game by that. Because now Erica, he just blow him out now. He has no protection too. He has no idol. He really needs to win immunity next final 5 immunity challenge. Now he's going home.
Yeah. So like I really think that like he was freaking out, or like he was very sure he was going home and just like blew up his like when you get a tribal council, like you gotta like have like some inkling. I mean, you gotta like have some inkling you're going home, but you at least gotta like have some like awareness or like some like drive to like want to be safe. Like like even if you're going to tribal council, you know you're going home. At least like have the like just, instead of like trying to throw everyone under the bus, like try like do yourself a favor and make a better case for yourself. It's like I'll put it this way: in not only idols, in the tribal council that Elaine went home. Like she and Laura it wasn't Lauren, it was Lauren. They were talking about like getting rid of Nora. I'm thinking like maybe that plan could have went to fruition if Elaine didn't have a sob story towards the end of it. I'm just like, well, you just sealed your fate. So, but back to Sean. Like it's just I feel like that he's played an all right game. I mean, but he's just like he's way too messy and wishy washy, and like he has to have like a really good final tribal council speech if he wants some sort of chance. But I just don't think I mean, and like it's not even like I don't like the guy. I think he's a cool guy. Just I mean, and I do root for him. But it's just like it's very hard to see like a path for him to win.
He's a very emotional player. He's very emotional. He pushes emotion in his sleeves. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Jeremy. Jeremy plays like that too a lot.
Yeah. But
Jeremy learned from Ken Boyd. He can't like showcase emotions that much. That's why you hit about his tribe mates that his wife Val was pregnant. Because he didn't want to like show, hey, he's gonna be a dad. We can't take it to the end.
Yeah.
And then he finally revealed it and he won. So John's a very emotional player. I feel like I don't know. It's like I said. They said they may not have like an all returning season in like a very long time. But I would really see him like come back. I feel like he can change his game up because I feel like he won't be like he'll learn that I can't really be this emotional. I can't like play like morals. I can't say morals. Yeah, morals. I have to like. I have to keep it under like my skin.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with being like an emotional player.
Yeah,
I mean, many winners are like you said. Jeremy is emotional. I would say Ben is pretty emotional.
There's a lot of recent seasons.
Yeah. Like I would say like it's easier to slide by with like being emotional like in older seasons than new ones because back then they didn't have like as many twists and whatnot.
Based on personality.
Exactly. So but the show, like if you're gonna be emotional, you gotta have like some sort of like I guess like moral high ground to stand on because I just think that Deshaun is a little too messy, but I still like the guy. So honestly, like no one in the Final Five I dislike. So at least
this is definitely one of the best final. Well,
I think it's a really good Final Five. I mean, it's the first time in a while, honestly, that like I root for like everyone is somewhere. Like even Winners at War, the only people I actually really cared about were Tony and Michelle. So I mean, like
we'll see. I mean, I won't be surprised too. He makes finals. Final two. He may get no votes because I don't know because I feel like he may have rubbed people the wrong way. It was with backstabbing Liana and Shan, but we'll see. I mean, he could be like maybe a go to the final two, especially when he did that truth bomb thing. That did not help his game.
Are you sure it's final two?
Yeah, because I remember they said because I think final five. Here's what I heard. I heard someone said in an interview that Shan mentioned how like nobody wanted to take her to the final two. So that's kind of indicating, okay, they may be a final two this season.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking, like, if it's 26 days and they're about to be in day 24, we'll be final three.
Oh, don't get my hopes up.
I know. I want final two also, but whatever. Anyway, that's... So, one more person we got is Heather. Honestly, I feel bad for her because, like, I mean, like, she's basically a meme for, being in Purple Edit and just, like,
Do you even know what Purple Edit is?
What?
Do people even know what purple?
Yeah, everyone knows what purple is.
Some people don't be surprised.
No, but I mean, honestly, I don't really have much to say about her. I mean, I mean, seriously, I don't even understand her game. I feel like it's better than what the other shows because she got so far, but it's just like I don't know like what to say. I mean,
I kind of feel bad because like even though we make fun of Purple Edit, I really feel bad for like, the players who get Purple Edit.
Right.
Female, the whole lives they want to go on Survivor. Like maybe someone like Heather, she's like in her 40s. She's like a little older lady.
Yeah.
She probably want to go Survivor for a very long time, and she finally gets on once in a lifetime experience, and she finds her family. And
she's like barely on the show.
I really hurts. Imagine like we go on the show, like we are so excited, like once in a lifetime opportunity. And you even make the final five, make final four,
right? And
nobody even knows who you are because you're Purple Edit. You only been on confession like maybe 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, and like I mean, it'd be one thing if like she had a reason for it. Like at least Julia in Edge of Extinction, like I guess the reason for her Purple Edit was like her like the chaotic tribal counts. I don't really know, but like I guess the Chaotic Tribal Council somewhat warranted her having quiet edit. I guess.
I know.
But, like, there's like no reason why Heather should like. I mean, if she had like no votes, like. Or if she was like never the target like at all through the entire game, I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But like she was the target for like 2 tribal councils, so I'm like, why is she getting a quiet edit? Like, I mean, like in the last episode, like they established, or was the last episode or was it 2? Either way. I mean, like, wait, was it last episode that Erica was talking to Deshaun by the well? I think it was. Yeah. So like they established that Erica and Heather are like a pair, but I'm like, how? I don't see that.
You don't see it, exactly. The only time you see is when Erica like talks to Heather. Hey, I'll work with you because they're like, kind of like the outside of the Lovu tribe, so that's kind of like they work together.
Yeah. So I mean, like Heather. I mean, I want to say she's playing an alright game, and like, but like, you know, I barely see her.
I imagine if she wins,
that'd be the strangest winners I've ever seen.
It would. That's like versus Natalie White's win. I mean, the thing is, you can't really say, is she a bad winner? Because we don't know how she played well. Maybe we gotta like pay attention to like, or watch like the after shows, like hear like the stuff like afterwards, like hear like other podcast interviews of players.
I mean, for all I know, she goes on Immunity Run and has like amazing college trauma council. I mean,
Brenda, she did challenges.
Anyway,
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if she has a resume to like impress the jury, because I feel like that those players who like purple edit, there's a reason purple edit. They really didn't do too much on the game. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean,
some winners you get with like Sophie, Natalie White, they have very pro edit, but I mean they had like a big part of like, the reason why they made it. Like Sophie, she was like the main strategist of the Coaches Alliance in Polu.
Yeah.
And Natalie White was like the head person in Russell's Alliance.
That's what I don't get. I don't get why they purple edit like
the
vital
winners.
People, or like the winners are vital people in the season. I mean, like from exit interviews, like Chelsea was like a big part of like Ghost Island, and then she gets like a terrible edit. Just stuff like that I don't understand. Like, but anyway, so that's the final 5.
So who prediction?
Sorry.
Who do you think will win?
Who I think's gonna win?
Yeah.
I can see either Ricard or Erica.
I agree. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like, I think, like, from, like, least likely to win to most likely to win, I think it goes from Heather.
I'll put Deshaun. I think Xander may have a chance over Deshaun.
I don't know. I also will put Deshaun over Xander. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'll put Heather.
Let's do Xander.
Xander, Deshaun.
I put Ricard and Erica.
All right, Ricard, Erica, yeah.
I feel like Erica's really. I feel like Erica makes the final. If Ricard gets voted out, Erica probably win.
I can see that.
The game, because I feel like she can beat Deshaun, Xander, and Heather in either tribal council.
Right.
The final tribal council.
Yeah. All right. So that's the final 5. And then like next, I want to get to the twists of season 41, because like there's been a lot of them, and we got a lot to say. So.
Oh boy.
So. Again, like because instead of making a good decision and actually making a back to basic season, the producers thought that they should add more and more twists. So we got to talk about them. So here we go. So idols are different this season. They have the actually honestly, so like they have like like each person like finds an idol and like they gotta like say some phrase or whatever and like activate it. Honestly, I think first of all to give 41 some credit, it is literally the first season in a long time that doesn't have idol overkill. Thank God. I mean, like seriously, like
when was the last time we didn't have that?
Like literally the last time like we ever had idol overkill was I want to say Millennials versus Gen X, but I don't know.
I don't know.
It's been a long freaking time, but like my God, I'm so glad they don't have like too many idols. Like there were like freaking at the very least like more than 8 idols in the last like couple seasons. I swear to God, but.
Don't forget advantage and all that. I don't know if I.
Yeah. But well, I mean that to compensate, we got to talk about that too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like there's been like 4. I'm trying to think actually. How many idols were there? There was Xander has one now. Shan went out with one.
Yep.
Nasir went out with one.
That's 3.
Didn't Brad go out with one?
Yeah, Brad went out.
Brad went out.
So that's 4.
That's 4.
I feel like we're missing someone.
I feel like we are.
I know Xander had 2 idols one time.
No, he had the fake.
Oh, that's right. He had the fake.
Yeah. So like, I mean, mostly like 5 idols, but anyway.
4 or 5 idols.
4 or 5. That's fine.
That's perfect.
But yeah, just like but to compensate, they have like is extra advantage. So let's talk about idols. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So
right.
I think that the idea actually isn't too bad, but like the way it's set up is just so flawed. So like,
Would anyone ever played Idol?
I don't think anyone played idol
Wow,
yet
this would be the first season since
since Cole Wrong.
No, Tokachins.
No Cole Wrong.
Really, Quran? No,
Yeah, Cole Wrong never had any idol plays.
really, a season like that was so wow. 30s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You definitely watch
I
Quran.
know, right? Yeah.
Wow.
So, but yeah, like I like the idea of like idols like being kind of being shared with three people, and like having a certain phrase to activate it. What I don't like is the repercussions of it. Like I do not think that you should lose your vote. I mean, I appreciate. Here's what I see it. Like I understand, I appreciate how like they're encouraging like you should like be like take a risk like like if you should find something there's gonna be like some consequences with it, but that should not affect like every other person. Like say you find someone finds an idol, they open it, and they they lose their vote. And say like someone else finds it but doesn't open it, then the other person that found it is screwed because like there's no way to activate it. So like and then they lose their vote until the merge. That's just not fair. It really isn't.
They kind of reminds me. Remember, I was what Jamal found like
exactly
advantage, and he went to like I was like, oh, he lost his vote, and he got voted out for that. I mean,
exactly. That was so stupid.
That was so stupid. I mean, they literally learned nothing. Production literally learned nothing from that incident. And they did the same thing with 3 idols.
Yeah, it's just like it's so dumb.
Like Xander would have been screwed. I mean, the fact he didn't get screwed by that, I think he's why he got away with it because the Green Tribe they were really bad. They lost like all the challenges. So Xander's mostly saved the whole time. But man, that was so messed up. You should not lose your vote. The vote is the most important thing you have in the game.
Yeah, I just think that's just way too harsh of a punishment to lose your vote. But yes, idols, and then like the advantages. There's like a whole ton of them. Like for example,
Sean and Dark.
Oh yeah, I honestly forgot about that. Like the Sean and Dark, which is like the most like underutilized thing ever.
I don't remember what it was about. What was it even about? Anyway?
Like basically, like put some dye in like some little urn, and then like it was only used like one time the freaking season. But yeah, you like put it in like some urn, and like you're either safe or not safe or something. I don't really care. But yeah, Sean Doc is just so useless.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Medallion Power from Nicaragua, where
I mean
it was like only used like it wasn't even it was like 2 or 3 episodes.
I mean at least there like the rules were communicated well. Like the Sean and Dark, like literally like most. The thing with 41 is like probably like a freaking spreadsheet to like keep up with all the advantages and all that because like it's just too much.
And that's not Survivor. That's not how the game is played.
Exactly.
It's a social game, not like who has the best advantage, who has a better advantage. It's like Mario Party.
Exactly. I mean, I call it Dungeons and Dragons, but anyway. But yeah, it's just like, but yeah, and then like so there's a Shaman Dark. Then the thing that Liana got was the knowledge is power, which is incredibly stupid. I mean,
maybe one of the worst twists I've ever seen.
I mean, half the stuff on here is the worst twist we ever seen, but.
That's just doing too much. That is way too much power. She can literally just take an idol for somebody, and then they can vote him out. That is so wrong. I mean,
yeah.
I like the idol notifier because it actually requires you like to know who has the idol and like when to play it when he or she is gonna play it. That's why I'm not too mad with like Dan got with that they was live because Carl had to figure out like who what's the word I can't say. Like majority, like hey, we need to go out Dan here, and he's gonna play his idol. This tribal council do the idol notifier. I kind of like that gameplay. What I don't like is that Liana knew Xander had an idol because he couldn't vote.
Right, so, and that's another flaw with the idol like system. I mean, like you can't have, you can't have knowledge and power, and then the way the idols are set up this season, like in the same thing, because like. The phrase is like it's too much.
If Xander says a phrase, somebody's gonna say, "Oh, he has an idol. We can use the knowledge of power on him."
Right. So yeah, I think that thank God Xander did thank God Xander did the fake idol bluff. So
I feel they're gonna bring it back to knowledge of power, but people are gonna do this gonna like just hack it by just making fake idols, just give it to the person.
Yeah, so
it's gotta make a rule of that because what they're gonna do is that power that thing is gonna be useless because what everybody's gonna do is gonna make fake idols and just every time someone mentions, just give them a fake idol.
Right. But yeah, that advantage sucks. What else am I missing? Oh yeah.
Hourglass.
Oh yes. Can we talk about the 2 worst ones in the entire freaking franchise? Okay, the Hourglass Twist. I said this in the last video. I'll say it again. It's god awful. I don't know who in the right mind would ever whatever defend this, but like the Hourglass Twist is just fundamentally flawed. Like I just. Oh my god! I mean I honestly, how do they think it's fair that like a tribe or a team wins, and then all of a sudden, like the next day, like LOL, nope, and like just like flip, like this is so dumb. It's incredibly stupid. Like if you win a challenge as a Survivor, you win a challenge. You should not have some stupid twist taken away from you.
I'll be honest, that merge episode, two merge episodes were really bad. I mean, I know they weren't bad, but it really turned off a lot of fans.
Yeah.
First of all, I actually did like the way they did the merge. Like, hey, two people, like you split into two groups now. The winning tribe. They automatically go to merge, had a merge feast, and like in the other tribe you gotta compete for like immunity challenge, and then like if you win immunity secure, and you got for the people who like lost the losing group. I like that way. I think that's maybe that's a really good way they did the merge, especially like the new Survivor. I don't mind it too much. A lot of fans do. Well, I don't like the fact that you can just reverse that. Literally, Sydney got robbed.
Yeah, Sydney like Sydney fundamentally got robbed. I mean, like the fact that she won the challenge and for that to be stripped away from her is just so wrong. I can't even like. Oh.
And the worst part is like, of course, I mean, Erica's like, was Erica? Is she gonna do the Hourglass? Is she gonna reverse time? Of course she is.
Exactly.
Like who's gonna say, oh no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna let
Exactly.
I'll play compete for immunity if I get voted out. So
exactly. Like of course you like anyone with a brain would flip the Hourglass. I mean,
exactly.
like seriously.
Who wouldn't have secure immunity? Who wouldn't have immunity?
Literally, it's so dumb.
Bottom, of course.
So dumb.
And they made like a 2 episode. They should make a 2-hour premiere. Episode.
Yeah, that merged episode was so unsatisfying.
It was where it was so.
Or yeah, the first one that didn't even have a boot. That was so unsatisfying.
Yeah,
but,
it should have did 2 hours special. I don't know why they didn't do that for some reason.
Yeah, but yeah, the Hourglass Twist is so dumb. I'm afraid it's gonna happen like next season.
It's gonna happen because literally 42 literally means the exact same thing 41, but
yeah.
What I want to see is 43 come out next fall. It's gonna be like, hey, is 43 gonna learn? Did Jeff learn anything from like the fans or
nope. No, instead, no. So no, 43. He's gonna like take away yet another thing the fans like, and like so. I promise you, 43. Like maybe instead of saying the tribe has spoken, he's gonna say the team has spoken. Like it's gonna be some dumb, useless thing.
It'll offend the native tribes of Fiji.
Exactly, it's gonna be some dumb woke. Oh my god!
And then also he's gonna what's gonna say? Never mind, I'll go on.
Yeah, and it really gets me. Like I mean, of all things, like us fans want. Is to like tone down the twist, and he thinks that of all things we can change, it's
come on guys.
like I mean, oh my god. But anyway, so the Hourglass Twist is god awful, and what's somehow just as bad, not even worse, is the stupid freaking do or die twist. I'm sorry, that is the worst twist I've ever seen in this show. I just.
Yeah. Oh. I hear people they kind of like they try to justify it to help. Well, the players they knew about a twist, they were able to like not play immunity challenge, which is kind of messed up anyway.
Right.
So they say, oh well, I mean they knew about a twist early on. Sean knew about it, so he could have sat out in the immunity challenge and just not and be fine with it. But that's, I mean, imagine a player you need to win immunity, and then it's like do a die twist and you lose, and then you get voted out for that.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, if Deshaun got like one of them like skull boxes, the season would have been ruined for me.
It would have been ruined. Yeah.
Like I mean, thank God he had amazing luck. I mean, imagine if I was on the show, I would have got the skull in the first box. But anyway, but like, thank God he's lucky, and like he's still in the game. But my God, that's a horrible twist. Like you should never ever go out Survivor unless you're being voted out or medically evacuated. You should not like literally just like get out of the game with like a game of chance. Or better yet, like all they have to do with the do or die twist is like not to make the repercussions so high. Like if they like I mean, I think twist is like dumb already, but like if like you drew the wrong box and your vote was taken away or something, you still would an awful twist and you still probably wouldn't get robbed. But at least there's a chance that you could shift the tides and make it go to your favor. When you draw the wrong box, then you're out of the game. That's just wrong. That's just awful.
Really I mean, I can't believe who thought it was good. Who from CBS approved this? Hey. Let's have an hourglass. Not hourglass. Do or die twist. Let's change. Let's say a person gets screwed over by luck, you get voted out. And let's be real. Survivor's always been a game of luck. Let's be real. Every person who won Survivor had a little bit of luck into it.
Right.
Like Tony got a lot of luck from last season. He's a great player. He could have got voted out during the century vote out if Jeremy left, and like, I think Sandra played her idol, and Denise played her idol.
Yeah.
Played her idol.
Yeah, exactly.
He got a lot of luck. Survivor has a lot of luck. Every winner who has won Survivor had luck.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nobody had like the perfect game where if there's something that happened, they still won anyway.
Right.
Luck is a big part, but don't make the way like, hey, if you don't have this certain luck, you're voted out. Which
yeah. But yeah, I just think that do or die twist, hourglass twist, like the twists are just too much. I mean, like it's ridiculous. I just pray that there's no. I mean, I know the fire making twist is going to be in the finale, which is.
Can we talk about that? I hate that twist.
Yeah, I don't like the fire making at all. In all honesty,
it just ruins the way how Survivor. I know Survivor represents your life, and like it makes more entertainment value because it's more like fun to watch.
Right.
But I mean, it's better. I'd rather have like a 4-way tie and then like you could be fired.
Yeah.
Like I watched Survivor, a very long time. I remember when for the final 4 was like you tie, you go to do fire making. Yeah. Right. Like, old season, you see like if you just do a tie, you do Pearl Rocks.
Yeah.
And that's why people didn't do that. But now you just do fire making now, and now they kind of made a way like how to get in. That's why I don't say I don't value this game. I can't respect this game because it came out last minute, kind of helped him win.
Yeah.
So
that's actually kind of interesting. So like earlier I saw a comment like I'm actually gonna pull it up. I'm not gonna like quote it like word for word, but basically like it actually like said a very interesting point that actually really applies to this season. Hold on, let me just find it. Here we go. So basically this comment is saying like how like this new era like or 41 I guess 32 really they feel like the show overall it feels overproduced. Like it says like it's saying how like the edits and like the twists and all that are like kind of like designed to push the viewer into seeing a storyline that the showrunners want. Like so exactly. Instead of like we got like honestly 30 seasons like we have like a whole ton of twists that take away more and more of like the core Survivor, and it just like it leads to winners like Ben, and just leads to winners like it just leads to just like
it feel like they want the producers to say, hey, we want him to win.
Exactly. Like I feel like they're putting more twists to make the quote unquote worthy person win, but like that's just not like I completely disagree with that.
I don't know. They have a feeling that hey, they can't rely on the cast. So hey, this cast may not be good enough to we have to make these like stuff like twists and idols out.
Yeah, and it's funny because like the one tribal council, like Jeff was saying, how he loves the social part of the show. He realizes that it makes the show, but instead of like making the show about the cast, he just adds more and more twists. I will never understand that. Oh my god.
It's just so frustrating. It's like he has no idea what the fans really want.
Like it's so
like he fears like the cast is not good enough. I don't know. The productions feel like we can't trust the cast. We can't trust the cast.
It's so disappointing.
That's the cast's fault. That's the cast director's fault. If you can't have a good enough cast where you need to rely on these, you don't need to rely on these twists and stuff. It's the director's fault.
Right. Yeah.
And like you had a good cast, David's Goliath. Like and this thing, Survivor. If you have a good cast, you can go over anything.
Yeah.
Every great season, like Pearl Islands, Hero Films, Cagayan, Cambodia, great cast.
Yeah.
David's Goliath, great cast. Like literally every bad season you can think of, like Redemption Island or even One World, they had a very mediocre, terrible cast.
Yeah. I just don't get. I mean, I honestly, David vs. Goliath should like open the door for them. They should realize that. Like, the cast is what sells the season. Like, because honestly, David vs. Goliath, I'll be honest, like, before the season started, I didn't have high hopes for it. Because, like, it was yet another season. I was still in Fiji, had really stupid theme. And, somehow the cast made it work. So, like, it's just, it's frustrating. But
the cast is so well liked. Everybody was happy. Oh, okay, Nick won. Perfect. We don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody was mad when, Nick won because everybody liked him. Same for like, a lot of players like Davey, like Angelina, Carl, Mike, right. Gabby, Christian.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
I bet Edge Distinction had a really good cast too, but they brought out the dumb twist with it for returnees and the Edge Distinction twist, which we'll bring up another time.
Yeah.
That I think had a good cast, but the problem is it got ruined because the good cast was edited out, most of them for Wentworth, Joe, Aubrey, and David, and also bring up Ed's Distinction twist, which is terrible as well. And I'll be honest, the cast is okay. It was meh, so I'm not really gonna talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's twist. Now the last thing I want to talk about was just the future of the show itself. Like, how you feel like. I mean, I guess like we don't got much to say because like we already like discussed how we feel, but like how you feel like the direction of the show is going to be, or like what could be changed to make it better.
Make it better.
Yeah.
Get off of Fiji. That's 4 words.
That's one thing.
Of Fiji. Listen, I know it's during COVID, like people are still out, places are locked down. You really can't really go anywhere.
Right.
Like Fiji was like they barely on 42 because Fiji was locked down.
Yeah.
But once everything starts clearing up, you need to get out of Fiji, Jeff. Like Jeff, if you ever hear this or production in general, leave Fiji. I know, like you want to make. I remember a long time ago. I think I saw it in a preview with Paramount. You said they want to make a Survivor Island where like they can film there from now on. But listen, thing, you gotta leave Fiji because Fiji's been there for so long. You've been there for like almost 6-7 years. No.
I won't say that long.
5. I think 4 to 5 years.
I'm trying to think. When was Millennial vs. Gen X? That was 2017, right? No, 2016.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's been like half a decade now. Yeah.
5 years. That's too much. And there's so many good places you can go to. Like, why have you done Survivor Japan? I would love for you guys to do a tour, kind of Survivor similar to Survivor China, where they like made like based on like kind of like a theme of China, like Chinese arts and material, like art of war. You could do that same thing with Japan. I think that's missing out. It missing like one well-known thing on Survivor was always the locations. Like that's why a lot of people love like China, and also a lot of people like Palau too, because Palau has some good themes with that season were the location.
Right.
Survivor Africa is one of the best seasons of all time. Well, not all time, but it's one of the most popular seasons because it was one of the only seasons where legit was like to survive instead of like playing a game. You guys legit survive Africa.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just like, this is the fact that like Fiji, like, you know, it's just like a generic like island setting. I mean, like, you know, I mean, it's just like, I mean, it'd be one thing if they did like what they did with the Philippines, where like they go to different islands, like, you know, for the 4th season they were there, but it's just the same Mamanuca Islands. You know, you see. No, you literally see the edge of Extinction Island like in other seasons. I mean, it's just like, you know, it's just the same. It makes the show like feel samey and like it's like kind of stale, you know, or recycle, yeah. So but yeah, like anything else you would change for future?
His thing. All right, so his thing. 42 is coming out in March. 42 is gonna be the same thing as 41. So I don't want to hear like people say, "Oh, I want things to change in 42." It's not gonna happen. It's gonna be legit, maybe the same thing. Legit, the same thing.
Yeah.
So they have a whole summer to figure it out and film next year. Paul saying gonna be Fiji. So here's the thing I think they should do. I love the cast. It's cute diversity cast. Hope it wasn't the whole like thing that hey be woke and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, you want to talk about that real quick? All right, then we'll talk later. Yeah, let's do future and then we'll talk about the wokeness.
Okay. So I think the first thing is you need like a player's play.
Right.
Give it a shot in the dark. I know that's you wanted the idea. They thought that was a good idea. It did not work out.
Right.
Who knows? It will change to 42. Maybe it'll be better than 42. But give it a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
Alright. You can keep idols. I like the way how idols are riddled and you can't activate them until everybody else activate them.
Yeah.
The problem is do not take the vote. That is messed up and wrong. The vote is the most important part of Survivor. Without vote, you are going to be screwed.
Right.
And also, I would say again, start with 3 tribes, do 2 tribes.
Mm-hmm.
I think 3 tribes is hard to edit like, everybody. That's why I like got a lot of purple edit for like Heather and Erica and Lulu, especially the tribe as well. So do 2 tribes, step 3, which you're not gonna do. I know they won't. And I got a whole list. Get rid of knowledge of power. Get rid of the whole thing. That whole thing's dumb. Just get rid of that and place out the I don't know fire. I don't mind the I don't know fire. It's a good advantage. It's a good twist. Keep that. I like that. I think I don't know if I was one of the best advantages they gave us last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
All right. The hourglass twist. Get rid of that. I want that gone. I want that straight. I want you to throw it out in the trash. That glass you broke. Leave it in Fiji. I don't want to see that ever again. I don't want to see it again. It's gonna come back in 42. Somebody's gonna screw by that. I'm gonna be mad. And what's another? The do or die twist. Get rid of that as well. Unless you said, hey, if you get a skull, you can vote out. You lose a vote. That's really the only reason why I will not mind the do or die twist to come back.
Right.
Because that is wrong. Somebody, I have a feeling, like I said, they're gonna bring it back in 42, and somebody's 42 gonna get screwed by it because they brought it back for a reason. They showed it for a reason. Somebody's gonna get screwed by that hourglass, not hourglass, do or die twist.
Right.
Okay, and also lastly, please vote at 39 days. I know it's like I heard rumors that they may stick with 26 days, 29. I put
It's 26.
please, for the love of God, Jeff, production, please 39. I know you're old, Jeff. I know you can't really you won't be on the island for 39 days like you used to. Please do not leave 30. That's one of the most iconic trademarks of Survivor. 39 days, one survivor.
Yeah.
They don't leave that. They would do 20. I know you want to do 26 quarantine, but please go back 39 days, 43, starting 43. Please do not do that. Do not do that. That's the only thing a lot of fans love.
Yeah.
And last, you're the Firemaking challenge and do final 2 from now on. That's all.
Right. I'll just like piggyback off what you said. So the Firemaking challenge, yeah, I agree. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not too bothered by 26 days because I think honestly like it's just due to COVID. So I'm sure that they'll go back to 39 days like after the pandemic slows down, but I'm not entirely sure.
I don't trust Jeff. I don't trust.
I mean, neither do I. But I mean, I'm just like yeah. Trying to think what else. As for future, again, like I'd rather them not like just stay in Fiji. I'd rather them like move around again. We haven't mentioned this before, but like I want them to have like better challenge ideas. I mean, they were using the same freaking challenges for the last like 10 seasons, and it's just
challenges suck this season.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing I know like it's so weird because like they bring back like the challenges. I don't know. They seem too generic.
Yeah, like the most pre-merged ones are just like. Either like a swimming challenge in the beginning and then later on a puzzle. So and then like most of the merge challenges are just standing on some stupid beam or something and just holding something. So
like if you have 4 or 5 challenges where involve like you balancing.
Yeah. So
and
I mean like
it's ridiculous. It really is. And we've been watching all season. The way they do like ideas for challenges.
Right.
You kind of like why didn't they bring these challenges back in the old season and put them in the new seasons? Like, I miss a maze challenge. I miss a freaking auction, for all God's sake.
Yeah.
Bring back the auction, please, Jeff. I missed the old trivia challenge. I missed actually, I probably maze. I said maze. I missed the one where, what's the name? Well, I call it the bucket challenge. It was a Winner's Award.
Yeah.
But I missed that one. It wasn't this season. I also liked the North challenge. That was very common. I can't think of his name. It's like, you can make challenges that are not based on puzzle.
Yeah, like
I don't know. They make it more like neutral. They make it more fair because they feel, hey, there's more people dominating certain people dominating challenges than others. But
I mean, like just I'm not saying every like challenge in like all seasons were like great. I don't want the freaking kite challenge from Marquesas to come back. But I mean, just like I don't know. At least like it was an effort to like vary it up like back then. Like now it's just that they literally use the same asset. And part of it's because they in Fiji. But they just keep reusing the same assets, and it's just like it's unfortunate.
I'm tired of seeing that on the final money challenge, where the chut balls, like you put the balls in, you gotta like hit them. They do like every final mini challenge.
The motion.
Yeah, the motion was in those in Tokyo Cambodia, and Winner's Award. Yeah, I heard Phil's gonna be back next this season. I don't know. I feel we'll find mini challenge next week.
Yeah, but the challenge have been kind of inspired.
They need to get them back swimsuits.
Oh right, another thing So yeah, Tyler Perry.
Yeah, please. People get UTIs from that. No, that's not funny.
Yeah.
They gotta give them some clothes, Jeff. I'm tired of seeing people in underwear.
Yeah, that's just I don't.
It's not attractive. It's not cute.
Yeah. Again, I agree with you. They should keep the diversity. Yeah. Trying to think what else.
You want to get rid of Hourglass?
Oh yeah, get rid of like stupid BS twists. What else did you say?
I'll say idols. You need to keep the.
Oh yeah.
Idol format.
Just keep the form. I mean, the thing with a lot of twists in the season is like they have potential to be all. So for one thing, like they can't be having like all these twists in the same season. Like if they're going to at least like make something new, like put it in separate other seasons so like it doesn't like crowd up the view time and like the audience isn't confused. Like I mean, like, having the Shining Dark idols, advantages, like, all this in the same 42-minute, like, episode, it's just, like, it's too much. Like, it gets overwhelming, and the audience gets confused. Like, literally, this season is the first time I've ever seen our mom, like, literally be confused with who has what. And that, like, that shouldn't be a thing, Like, so we watch Survivor, not freaking, like, Dungeons and Dragons. I mean...
It really is. It's too much. I don't know why they thought... I think the problem with Survivor, the reason I do all these twists and stuff is that they think that they gotta make it fresh. I don't think they didn't understand that a lot of fans, if you just have a good cast and limit like advantages and idols, you will have a successful season.
Right.
They have this mentality where like if you can't if you don't have all these twists like all these advantages, so that Survivor's gonna get boring. It's not, because what happens is Survivor is a social game. It relies on the cast. If you have a great cast, nobody's gonna care about the only one idol or two idols.
Yeah.
I feel that's one thing Jeff doesn't understand. Jeff doesn't understand that Survivor, even though he says it's a social game, you can keep doing recycling the same like certain formats as long as you have a good cast.
Yeah, it's funny because I kind of get the shows on life support idea or like feeling from not just like this current era, but like from the Dark Age seasons. Because like it's funny because like both have the reverse problem. The Dark Age seasons were bad because like they had god awful casts, but like not too many twists or whatever. I mean, yeah, Redemption Island and the One World twist, but they weren't like like real like
they weren't that bad.
Yeah. This these last couple seasons they have pretty decent casts. But like, there's like too much going on that it's just like it just gets giving you the feeling that they're just like doing whatever to stay on the air. It's just like it's unfortunate.
And guess why the Golden Age, like from China to like Heroes was really good because guess what they had a great cast
and like decent twists.
Decent twists, not a lot. They limit twists.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like not every single twist, in those seasons were great. I mean, like I'm not a big fan of, like how the swap worked in China, but like at least like. Those were like so detrimental to the season's quality because they had really good casts. So.
Exactly, and also like I don't mind like certain. I'm his fan. I actually don't mind idols. I think idols are they're a focal part in Survivor. I don't mind them staying. I'm not the person like we should go back to the old days where they had no idols. The only way to win was like had good lines because that's gonna lead to more belongings.
Right.
But I don't mind idols. I don't mind like tribe swaps too.
Yeah.
In fact, this season they have a tribe swap.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing I like about 41 is that this is the first season since I want to say Philippines, I think, or I guess if you want to be technical, I know Philippines had to dissolve. I don't know if you count that as a tribe swap.
That's not a tribe swap.
Okay, I mean, so it was the first season since Philippines, and that was season 25. So that's literally 16 seasons where we've had a swap. And I think it's pretty nice, but yeah, I just think the future, like, Survivor, all they got, like, honestly, they just gotta have faith in their cast and not, like, try to evolve the game and make it look fresh when, if anything makes it look...
And I like the whole way, I like the way they did the merge, where, like I said, two people, be two groups, and the winning tribe goes to the merge automatically, and the other tribe got, like, win immunity, and then try to survive as tribal council. I actually like that way. I think that's a really good way of doing it. And it also helps, like, people who win, you actually form more social bonds with the players you never met.
Yeah.
But... please don't do the Hourglass Twist where the Trottler wins and next day they lose.
Yeah, that's just god awful.
So.
Yeah. Last thing we want to talk about is the wokeness. Now, again, this is gonna be pretty interesting. So I mean, it's one thing for like some casuals on Facebook, or like some white guy on Twitter, talking about the wokeness. But like we're both black, and I feel like we both have we're both like for me personally, like I'm like more like moderate, like I'm not like totally liberal, but I'm not like totally conservative, so I feel like I kind of like look at like the wokeness with an open eye. But we're both black, so at least we could like have like a decent ground to stand on when it comes to this. But like the wokeness like has become way too out of hand. I think that. Like I don't think that like Russell Hantz like try to like make it look like a black versus white thing like around the merge episode. I don't think it's that, but at the same time it's just like how about you go first because like I got a lot to say about it, but yeah.
So first of all, that was really wrong. You got to come on, guys, because I feel like that was way too much. First of all Jeff Coach just done is like. Don't say it. Don't even the whole. Why you didn't bring it? Just say, "Come on in." It's like that's it.
Right.
Like people are like, "Hey, why is he not saying no more?" And you just say, "Oh, I just want to say, come on in now."
Yeah.
People are like, he's okay. That's dumb, but they don't like. Oh,
right.
Because he's woke. Nobody would care when you say, "Oh, just come on in." Hey guys, come on in. Why you did the whole thing? Oh, hey, how do you guys feel? I say, "Come on in." Say, "Come on in, guys." If I could try to make it be woke and try to make it good for Survivor and good TV.
Right.
And like I said, the cast is more diverse. Like I said, that's one thing I've been happy about because as black people, every time we watch like old school seasons, and then like there's only like 1-2 black person represents us, and representation is a big deal, especially for like people of color. I know people won't understand, especially white people, but when you have somebody that's very successful, like on you, like that looks just like you and does well on Survivor, it really means a lot. It means hey, we can be like, that's why a lot of people like us love Jeremy. Jeremy's he's just like us. He's a guy who plays for his family. He's He's not like a big guy. He's like, oh, what's up, dog? What's up, dog? How you doing, man?
Yeah.
He's a very good, like, well-spoken black guy, and we really looked up to Jeremy as a player, and I was that as a man too, because he really relate to him. Same for Earl Crow. Earl Crow is one of my favorite players of all time because he really reminds me of me.
Yeah.
Because he's such a he's really well spoken. He's a very nice person to talk to, and he seems like a very genuine guy. And that's why a lot of people love the fact he won Fiji.
Yeah.
And not just black people. We also love people Asian people love. Like, I love Yule. I love Peach is one of my favorite players too, and also I like. Even though I like Sarah to a certain alley, I thought she was really good to watch too.
Yeah, I'm the same way. You know, I definitely look up to players like Jeremy, Earl,
Sandra too.
Yeah, it's Sandra. You know, because like they're winners of color, and you know, it's just like you know, I mean, it's really interesting with Jeremy and Earl especially because like I like them especially because you know they're like they're good representatives of the black community. And you know they can like play their game, like they are people who they are, but like like see the thing like me and Keenan like especially like I mean not especially, but I mean I feel like that like me like I don't I'm kind of similar to Earl honestly, but like people would say I act white, which is completely stupid, but that's a topic for another day. But yeah, like no one like says like Jeremy or Earl like quote unquote act white, so I mean that's just like someone to look up to.
Yeah, they're very in favorites, and that's really cool having like a lot of people like Survivor is very like mostly white people watch Survivor. That's the truth.
Yeah,
Survivor is like they target like middle aged like white people from the Midwest. That's one of the demographics. So and the fact that like, all those people like Earl and Jeremy, even Cerise, she's probably the most popular like person of color on Survivor.
Yeah,
she's like really extreme, but like, I don't think nobody hates Cerise. Nobody, you can barely see anyone in the comments that Cerise overrated because you'll get tagged on social media.
Exactly.
So. It's a big deal, and I understand. Like I know a lot of people are mad about the whole thing, like the whole like, oh Shan, Sean, Danny, Liana did a whole 4-person line, said hey we should have a black person on Survivor. I think the way they said it was kind of sounded a little bit all kind of a little messed up. It made it look like hey we need a black person on Survivor, but at the time they filmed this show during the summer. That was during everybody's minds was like during the whole like stuff going on last year in 2020. Which I won't bring up. So I guess they had a mindset going in the show. Hey, I gotta represent the black community. I gotta help the black community.
Right. Well, here's how I see it too. Like I mean, I understand like where they're coming from, but just the way. So what the reason why I'm not the biggest fan of like the whole Black Alliance is like not because I'm a coon or anything. I mean, no, because like I mean, it's just they set up like I'll put it this way like people say that like 4 white people no I'll put it this way like some people take issue with it. Cause like they're like if 4 white people got together and because they're white then it'd be then they get canceled while black people do it. I mean that's true, but like again you gotta understand that it wasn't until 41 or really it wasn't until like later 30 seasons where there's been like slightly more diversity than like before. Exactly. So like it does make sense for like like black people to come together and like try like work together.
Yeah.
What I disagree with, I just not the biggest fan of like I see one of the reasons why Shan Blindside stuck out my mind because my biggest fear was like the 4 of them like they just like kind of being oblivious to like how well their games are and like just taking it all the way to like so I didn't want them to go like I want them to go all the way to end just for their own self-interest, not go to the end just so they can have like 4 black people towards the end. Like if Deshaun knew that Shannon was a threat, so he got her out. I did not want him to think that she was still a threat and keep her around anyway, just to have this whole black person quota at the end. Like it's nice to have a black winner, but like I still want them to try to win the game. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. So.
It's a comparison. It's not the first time it was like a minority alliance.
Yeah.
Because think about IG4, one of the most popular like iconic alliances in our history was like person of color. Like Yule, Becky were Asian, Ozzy was Hispanic, and Sons was black. And they, when we think about them was like they were kind of like they had to line together because the immunity,
right?
Immunity because John, the parent and Candace left them.
Right.
So it wasn't like, oh man, they're doing because like they're minorities.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
they did it because they're like the underdogs the whole time. People love that line. People still love Yule and Ozzy.
Yeah, it's not like they align just because they're like people of color. They like align because they're the last 4 in the tribe.
And also Marquesas was funny because Marquesas was one of the first for the 4th season. It was like they talked about like social issues. Like you had Giuseppe and Sean. It's like 2 black like pair. And it was like they had to get together all the way. And it was even like discussion, hey, that's not fair to me. I think I remember something Pascal, like, I don't think they were like, Leah, they were saying like some not like insensitive stuff, but they were saying like, oh, well, of course they're going to work together because then they're black. So, and it's funny because I remember like during the final episode, like before they did like, the final tribal council, Sean said, "Oh yeah, you know, me and Seth were very tight. But I'm not gonna vote for her because she's black. I want her like to play, go hard on the final tribal council. And I'll vote for her."
Right, right.
Of course, you know, you knew he was gonna vote for Seppi, of course, but he didn't say, "Oh, I'm gonna vote for her because she's black." But I'm voting for her because I expect her. I really want to see if she gets good reasoning during the final tribal council.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the whole Black Alliance thing. Like, and the other thing that bothers me about it too is like, honestly, this is like problem with the black community. But anyway, honestly, like, they sell it as if it's like a person of color alliance, but like they completely like neglect the fact that like Erica and Nasir and like they're like other people of color like in the same tribe. So, I mean, like I'm just not a big fan of them like kind of like make it seem like they're the only like minorities like on the tribe like being that's one thing
I find it very funny that they did the whole thing. They didn't do anything for like JD or like Abraham.
I mean, honestly,
I saw a photo that had like JD and Abraham when they heard about the Black Lions. My joke to you. I'm like, man, you forgot what them because I remember Shan was like the main person about JD and it wasn't a big deal because he was black.
Yeah.
And Liana voted for Abraham.
Yeah, but I mean, the Black Alliance itself is all right, but like it's the wokeness, like just the constant pandering to SJWs that's like in the last few episodes, it just gets obnoxious after a while. Like it started out like Survivor has been ultimately a social experiment, so of course there's gonna be like some like social commentary like throughout, but never should it ever like be like so like
the theme of the season.
Exactly, like social commentary should either be like like it should be either in spades or like just not like there. So what I'm saying is like Sean Vesepia and Marquesas, like that was like the main like issue in the final 5 episode, but like that was the only time in the entire season where like race was like the main thing. Like I feel like that 41 like consistently throughout the entire time, it's like it's just like trying to pander to like like the hardcore liberals and like social justice warriors. It's just like it gets like I get you're trying to spread a message, but it just gets so tiring after a while,
Yeah, I agree. It's like you said, Survivor is a social game, so of course you're gonna have social issues. Like it's not been just like the obesity, like the whole like dance situation, out of the aisles.
Yeah.
It's like the old issues, like you brought up Giuseppe and Sean.
Yeah.
Remember on the Bean Gate in Africa where the Clarence got blamed for Bean? And then the Tommy is very insensitive comments now, which they're not age well, saying, "Oh, I'll shoot you." Which is very insensitive now, but it wasn't a big deal then. They had a whole they had literally Cook Islands and Fiji were built to like have a race war. I mean, really? So I don't hear this whole thing on Survivor is like, oh, they're trying to follow this SJWs, like trying to be woke. Because Survivor's always been very social. It's a very social game. It's been like that. You just never pay attention to it because it wasn't a big deal like it was in 2006 compared to 2021. That's my opinion.
So you agree with me or no?
I do agree. But I'm just saying that Survivor is definitely a very social game, but I do agree like. They didn't do it every single episode. Like even the Cook Islands episode, the whole like race wars. They talk about the first episode. Oh well, we're the white tribe.
Right. I mean,
I felt the confession. Like I think it was Adam from Cook Islands. He was like, "Oh man, we're like white tribe. We're not trying to like not fight for a race. Just playing." He's like he felt weird to talk about because like man, what am I doing here? Why am I no race tribe?
Yeah, it's just
it's like his reaction. Like, oh.
But it's just like I mean just the constant like I mean like just it's not even just like 41 too, like even like I'm not again I really hate the whole Sarah Lucina's like SJW speech and Winners of War. I hate little things like Missy pointing out like 2 black people, 1 immunity. And that was so stupid. Like that was so dumb. That was absolutely stupid.
Everybody's oh man, 2 black people, 1 immunity.
Like literally, it's not like Jeff keeps a diary of like who wins me. But yeah, like it's just like they like for 42, like I mean, they just gotta like I don't know if they're gonna like fix the editing after like the reception of this season, but they gotta like just like at least tone down the wokeness just a little bit. It just gets overwhelming after a while.
I mean, we saw the cast. I don't know all the cast names in general, but it is a very diverse cast. So and we all know they filmed 42 right after 41, so the players may still have the same mindset, but the people 41 did. They're gonna do what we do like for like morals. Yeah. Instead of playing the game. Yeah. I think that's kind of like the Black Lion's downfall. Like, I feel like that's what Shan's downfall. And Shan wanted to like make a perception of herself, like maybe want to like go all the way because they make it all for the 4 Black Lions. Problem is she wasn't paying attention to the game, and it led to a car turn on her.
Right.
And same for Leon too. Leon was the exact same thing. Leon thought she had this like nice good lines and people turn on her. The thing about Survivor, you gotta make decisions. You can't just like you can't play with your heart. You gotta play with play for the game.
Right.
And that's what a lot of good players do. They play for the game, not for their heart. And like I said, a lot of players Jeremy plays for the heart, but he learned from that, and that's how he won Cambodia.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, it's just like.
And there's a lot of good players who do that. Like, Rob's probably the best at keeping like the game like treating it as a game instead of playing for heart. Because he could have easily like kept Lex to the end, or Amber, but he didn't. He said he cut him down. Lex hates him now, but but Rob learned. Rob was one of the best at just playing the game instead of playing with morals.
Yeah. So I mean, so that's the wokeness, but yeah. So
actually, can you ask what are your thoughts on like the other players from the final besides Final Five?
Okay.
It's not going to do all of them.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just give my brief thoughts on people who least made the merge. So I know technically she didn't, but I mean in quotes, but I know she did. I don't care. Sydney, I think I think she was pretty interesting. I thought she was kind of funny. I don't really have like much to say about her. I really like Tiffany. It's kind of funny because I mean Reddit was losing their minds when she got out because like everyone was so convinced that she won, but yeah, Tiffany, I really liked her. I was rooting for her. Who was after her? Wasn't this year?
No, it was Evie. No,
it was Nasir and then Evie, yeah. Nasir, so the thing with Nasir is, like, I think he's, like, a great guy. I just think he... I want to say he sucks, but, like, honestly, like,
he's not a good player.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I don't know why, in his right mind, he would tell Heather that she's going home. I mean, that's like some season 3 stuff he would do, but, like...
He didn't play it well either.
I mean, honestly, so, I mean, pretty sure he's a nice guy, just not, like, I don't think he's amazing at the game. But anyway.
People hated the first episode, because, like... He was like against like Danny. I think it was.
Oh yeah,
Sean,
Danny and Sean. Yeah. But he's definitely grown. He's kind of like Ricard. He's grown on me. I really like Evie. I was kind of rooting for her. I think that she played. I think she played a really good game.
Yeah, she got too much hate before the game started because people thought she was gonna be that old SJW.
Meninist, yeah.
Yeah, and people were so. I remember she got so much hate on Reddit. So that was really, it was kind of messed up. She did not end up being like that.
Yeah.
And I remember when they said, "Oh, come on," who's gonna say, "Come on, guy?" I thought she was gonna be raise her hand. But then being a car until like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh boy. But yeah, Evie's all right. Who's after her? It was Shan. Yeah. I really, so the thing with Shan is like I think in the pre-merge I really liked her. I was really rooting for her, but then in the merge she's got really annoying.
She got very bossy too. It kind of rubbed people the wrong way. You just can't play that. You can't play that like Rob mentality, the whole like Godfather mentality. You listen to me, I tell you what to do. Because players don't expect that.
Yeah,
we'll get to Rob's gameplay soon, but that gameplay does not work.
Yeah, but. Shan, at least I liked her. Liana, she's annoyed me the entire time, so I'm glad she went out.
She was okay. I mean, I thought she was decent, but
she just annoyed me in all honesty.
She's not a good person in heart. I just feel like she's just young.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. There's like no one here I outright hate. But that's Liana. I feel like I'm missing someone. No, I think that's it. Yeah. And then Danny. I really like Danny.
He's my favorite player this season.
Yeah.
I like how like Danny kind of reminded me of like Gary from Guatemala. Like Gary was like this like former NFL player. But like Gary, he actually did a really good job hiding himself under the radar.
Right.
Which is really surprising. A lot of like, guys like celebrities like that, NFL player, like an athlete.
Right.
They don't do a good job because they always get out early and merge stuff like that because he's a threat, he's big and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Danny did a good job hiding himself. It wasn't really until like that Black Lions kind of fell apart where he was kind of became a threat.
Yeah.
And his move what did he do? He did what did he last episode?
He tried to pretend he had an idol.
Yeah, kind of reminded me of Rupert did in Heroes Villains, but probably it didn't work.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with you. I think Danny played like a better game than people give him credit for. I mean, I think that. I mean, he honestly like Euler should have been like public enemy number 1.
Exactly.
For like being like. I mean, I guess people didn't know that he played for the Cowboys, but he's like an athlete. He seems really relatively fit.
Yeah.
But like the fact that he's like the only person in the final 6 to not get a vote, or like until his boot did not get a vote to that point. That just says a lot about his game, honestly.
Yeah, especially the fact, like I said, he's an athlete. Like, that's incredible. Like, especially somebody who's like, because athletes they have a certain mindset. Oh, I'm going to be the best player in Survivor. I'm going to be the most physical, most dominant player.
Right.
He really humbled himself. Hey, I can't be a certain person. And he's not like he was like some not so like so who was he nobody cared about. He actually played a lot. He like 5 years with the Cowboys. He's a millionaire. He makes good money with the Cowboys, and he really I think he said he did hide him. So I don't think he told nobody except for Sean his boot episode that he played football.
Yeah, exactly.
He said he played football at LSU, which is college. So nobody knew. Okay, he didn't make the NFL.
Yeah.
And honestly, for me, like I agree with what you said on most of the players. I do like JD. I think JD was like definitely the first star of the season.
Yeah.
A lot of people liked him because they kind of. I feel a lot of liked him. I love the fact how he mentioned, "Oh, I grew up watching Ozzy and Malcolm. They were my favorite players growing up." I love the fact he mimicked like Wu and like Reem. Who would have thought Reem would got pulled in Survivor after that?
Literally.
But yeah, he was a bigger player. I think he was very very young. So
yeah,
I really want to see how he does. Like maybe if he ever comes back, I want to see how more mature JD would do.
Yeah.
So that's all I have.
Yeah, I mean, how old is he? I actually think you're older than him.
Yeah, I am. I think he's 18 or 21. Yeah, he's.
Yeah. No. He's born 2001, so
okay,
yeah, he's 20.
He's definitely one of the youngest players ever in Survivor.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we're at almost at the hour and a half mark. Is there anything else you want to say?
Oh well, I think I brought all the fans. I can't wait to watch Survivor tomorrow. I really want to see how it's gonna fold. I really want to see how they're doing the reviewing show. The reviewing show is gonna be like during like at camp, so I don't know how they're gonna do it, but
I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, well, just gotta get ready for 42 then soon.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't have anything else to say. I just thought this was this was pretty fun. Not gonna lie. Hence why we've been doing this for an hour. Yeah, I'm Ev here to entertain, and I'm not sure when my next video will be, but probably won't be another Survivor one. But just hope you all have a good day and have a good one.